In our previous class, we have discussed the tissues. We have completed that part. Now we have to start the next topic in the same chapter, that is 7th chapter, structural organization in animals. We will be talking about organ system, right? Organ system. Organ system. You all know tissues aggregate together, combine together to form an organ system. To form an organ system, to form an organ. Organs combine together to form an organ system. In higher animals, clear, we come across organ system level, right? From Annelida it starts, almost like Annelida. From Annelida, Arthropoda and so on till human beings, Mammalia. We've come across organ system. Well, before that we have seen in animal kingdom, 4th chapter, we have seen that cellular level, tissue level, fine, clear, organ level. But after that we come across organ system level. So what do you mean by organ system? Where the animal possesses different organ systems, respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system, excretory system, nervous system, reproductive system. All these systems are found present. So here in this chapter, as far as your syllabus is concerned, we have to study 3 animals here. One is earthworm, Ferritima posthoma. The other is known as cockroach, Periplaneta americana. The next one is known as Rana pentadactyla, that is known as frog. These 3 animals we have to study. We have to keep on studying. We have to study. Here in detail we will be studying about earthworm and frog. Clear? Now, so first let's take up earthworm. You all know that this animal belongs to phylum Annelida, class Oligochaeta, fine, order Ophistiophora, genus Ferritima, and species Posthoma. So Ferritima posthoma is nothing but earthworm. We have to study earthworm organ systems. Let us go for general morphology and external appearance of this animal. You all very well know this worm it belongs to general morphology. It belongs to Annelida, means it is a segmented worm. What worm? Segmented worm. The body is worm-like, having true segmentation or metamerism, right? True segmentation. What we call metamere. Each segment is known as metamere, and the phenomena is known as metamerism. True segment, right? So segmentation is found. True segmentation is found. The body is worm-like, and here it is known as metamerism, or metamerism. Clear? Then each segment is of equal size. It consists of about 100 segments, around 100 segments. Right? The Indian earthworm, what we call Ferritima posthoma, the Indian species consists of 100 segments, whereas maximum up to the other species will have up to 120 segments. 120 segments. Clear? So each segment is of almost of equal length, apart from the exceptional. Here the first segment is known as prostomium, peristomium or prostomium. This segment consists of mouth. What it consists of? Mouth. The last segment is known as pygidium. What is known as pygidium? It consists of anus. So here we come across, when we say mouth, when we say anus, so we can say that, so it has organ system, digestive system, mouth, clear, buccal cavity, then pharynx, esophagus, stomach, gizzard, intestine, and anus. So this organ system. So first segment is known as mouth, last segment is known as anus. Fine, clear? There are equal segments, 100 in between. Apart, exceptional is first and last segment, which has mouth and anus. Clear? The body is reddish brown in color. How is it? Reddish brown in color. You all very well know it is a nocturnal animal, the animal that will be active during evening and night. Fine. Usually this animal come out of the burrows from the moist soil, because it is found present in damp soil, moist soil. Fine. It comes out of the burrows around 4-5 p.m. Clear? Then in around 4 or 5 a.m. it enters again into the burrows. It lives in burrows. Clear? So it is a nocturnal animal. It comes out and it feeds on soil. Which soil? Moist soil, and the soil which is fertile. Humus soil. What soil? Humus soil. It has humic acid. What it has? Humic acid. So that is the digestive system of this animal has enzymes to dissolve humic acid to humic acid. In humus is fertile, rich in nutrients, minerals. Fine. So that it will dissolves. Clear? Understand? The upper surface is dark reddish, lower surface is little light in color. Transparent animal. What is it? Transparent. The nature has made this animal as transparent so that human beings can understand the physiology. Similarly, in case of plants, balsam plant is also transparent, where the stem is transparent. You can see the flow of water. So here also you can see the flow of blood. Fine. So that human beings can understand physiology. Nature has gifted these two organisms, one in animals, one in plants. So this is almost transparent animal. So where you can see, so humus, fine, it feeds on soil, dead and decayed leaves, fine, it feeds on, clear, humus soil, fine, and whatever the waste is considered as, is known as worm castings, it is known as worm castings, in form of worm castings. And you all know that it is used to increase the fertility. It is used to increase the soil fertility. It increases the soil fertility. That's why it is also known as what? Farmer's friend or nature's plowman. Clear? Fine. That's nature's plowman. So now, apart from this, now we will talk about the digestive system. Digestive system of the earthworm. The digestive system. Clear? Of earthworm digestive system. Clear? As I told you, first segment, mouth. Where is it? First segment. What is it? Mouth is there. Fine. Second and third segment. Second and third. Is it visible to you? Oh, second and third segment. It has buccal cavity. What it has? Buccal cavity. Mouth followed by buccal cavity. In the fourth segment, it has pharynx. What it has? Pharynx. Fourth segment, it has pharynx. Fifth, sixth, seventh, clear segments, it has esophagus. Clear? Fine. Then from 8th to 9th, 14th segment, it has stomach. What it has? Stomach. Clear? Then from 15th to last segment, it has intestine. What it has? Intestine. Clear? It has intestine. Fine. Gizzard also comes in between. Fine. So in the intestine again, from 26 segments. Which segment? 26th segment. Fine. There are folds in the intestine from 26th to the 35th segment. 26 to 35th segment. There are one more point to be added over here. I will tell you. In general morphology, we should have told that point. Okay. From 26 to 34th segment, there are folds that is known as typhlosome. What is known as typhlosome? I will talk about typhlosome. The point to be added in here in case of general morphology is 14th, 15th, 16th segment are fused. They form a structure known as clitelium. This rough pad-like structure, fused structure is known as clitelium. This clitelium helps in the formation of egg case. And in the 14th segment, 14th segment, there is a female genital pore. And in the 18th segment, it has male genital aperture. These points, 3 points to be added in general morphology. Once I started talking about segments, I remembered this, so I have told you here. Now, again I repeat, digestive system of earthworm. Listen, first segment has mouth, second and third segment consists of buccal cavity, followed by pharynx in the fourth segment, then by esophagus, fifth, sixth, eighth segment, gizzard, then from 9th to 14th segment, stomach, then 15th to last segment is intestine, and in the last segment, what is that? Anus. Okay, 26th to 35th segment, there are folds. These folds increases the surface area. So thereby, in the small intestine, absorption of the food takes place. What takes place? Absorption of the food takes place. So in order to increase the surface area, in order to increase the absorption, there are folds here and there. So these folds occur from 26th segment to 35th segment. So they are known as typhlosole. What they are known as? Typhlosole. Clear? So I told you already that it feeds on humus soil, humic acid, fine. Dead and decayed leaves. Since it feeds on soil, it is known as earthworm. Not because it lives in earth. Everybody lives on earth only, right? Even human beings also lives on earth only, right? So here, why this animal is on earthworm? Because it feeds on earth, whole planet earth. No, it is feeds on soil. What it feeds on? Moist soil, damp soil. Clear? Hence it is known as earthworm. Pheretima posthoma. Clear? So this is the digestive system of earthworm. Do you have any doubt here? Fine. So last segment is what is that? Anus. The last segment. Can I, if I write here, I don't think it's visible. So I will be writing here. In the last segment, what is there? Anus. Through anus, it removes the undigested waste in the form of worm castings. It will be like spring-like structure. Worm castings, like spring-like structure. Worm castings. Clear? So here we conclude that digestive system. Now let's talk about the respiratory system. Right? What system? Respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system. Main words I'll write on the board. Right? So respiratory system, very simple, very easy. This animal, as you know, it lives in burrows. It has moist skin. How? What skin? Moist skin. The skin which is wet, slippery, mucilaginous, gummy, sticky, moist skin. Because skin has glands. Skin has what? Glands. Skin has glands that secrete mucus or slippery fluid. So moist skin. Why I am stressing here? Because this moist skin helps in respiration. Moist skin, because the respiration takes place through moist skin. Fine. And then it has hemoglobin. What it has? Hemoglobin, which carries respiratory gases. Exchange of respiratory gases. Oxygen and carbon dioxide. Respiratory gases. Fine. So it takes place through skin, moist skin. Next. Clear? Respiratory gases, hemoglobin. The next is circulatory system. Clear? It consists of 4 to 6 pairs of lateral hearts. 4 to 6 pairs of lateral hearts. What do you mean by lateral hearts? For example, if this is the earthworm, here is one heart. On the other side, one heart here. Here again one more. Here one more. Here one. Again here one. So one more here. One more here. So lateral side. On the sides. We have heart on our left side, right? So here earthworm has on lateral sides. If this is earthworm, this side there are hearts, and again this side there are hearts. Lateral sides here and here. It has parallelly, it has pairs of hearts, so we call them as lateral hearts. 4 to 6 pairs of hearts. Fine. We have only one heart. Fine. Clear? Understand? But we cannot control that heart also. Yesterday we have seen in cardiac muscles. I have told you, involuntary muscles. So this earthworm has 4 to 6 pair of hearts. Clear? Then it has arteries. What it has? Arteries. Then it has veins. It has veins. You all know what are arteries. You all know what are veins. Fine. After that, here the blood is colorless. This is the twist. The blood is colorless. Now question arises in your mind. What, sir? In respiratory system you talk about hemoglobin here. And now here the contrary sentence you are saying and you are writing blood is colorless. Of course. Hemoglobin is responsible for red color of the blood. Hemoglobin, color, fine. Conjugated protein, coloring pigment, all correct. Everything is perfect, right? But here the twist here is, fine. Here hemoglobin is present, but it is this. I am writing it here so that you can see easily. But it is dissolved in the plasma. Where it is dissolved? In the plasma. Since hemoglobin is present, it does its function. But why it is not seen? Because it is already dissolved. For example, take a water in a beaker, solvent, add sugar, solute, dissolve it. Once it dissolves, it disappears. It loses its structure but retains its properties. This water will become what? Sweet. Why? Because what is there in that? Sugar. But you can't see. Why? Because it's already dissolved. Already dissolved. So similarly here, hemoglobin is present. It is performing its function. It has retained its nature. It's doing its function. Respiratory gases. Fine. But you cannot see. Why? Because it's already dissolved in the plasma. Hemoglobin is present but dissolved in the plasma. Thus the blood is colorless. Though there is a presence of hemoglobin, yet the blood is colorless. So here, fine, the blood is colorless. Fine. Lateral hearts, arteries, fine. Part by part it goes, like the bogies of a train, fine, or the train compartments. How it goes? Like that. The heart pumps the blood, it goes in the arteries and veins. If you take the earthworm onto your eye level, take earthworm in your hand, fine, clean the moisture or soil, whatever is adhering to the earthworm, then observe keenly, you can see the flow of blood. Blood will be flowing. Clear? So next, excretory system. What system? Excretory. Can you see it visible? Excretory system. You all know excretion thing is nothing but removal of nitrogenous waste. Right? Here, we have told in Anilada also, the excretion takes place with the help of nephridia, protonephridia. Each segment consists of nephridia. Similarly, each segment consists of inbuilt inside. Each segment has the podia known as setae. In earthworm, you don't see the legs outside. They are not present outside. Locomotory organs, S-shaped, spindle-shaped organs are present in each segment. Such organs are known as setae. So here, in each segment, there are protonephridia which are responsible for excretion. Clear? So here, there are three types of nephridia. One is known as septal nephridia. Other is known as integumentary nephridia. Then pharyngeal nephridia. What nephridia? Pharyngeal nephridia. Clear? Septal nephridia starts from third segment. Integumentary starts from fourth, fifth, sixth segment. Pharyngeal nephridia starts from 15th segment, and they carry and they form a tunnel-like structure that is known as nephrostome. What is known as nephrostome? They form a tunnel-like structure. It is known as nephrostome. That funnel-like structure, they combine together. Septal nephridia from third segment, fine. Integumentary nephridia from fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh segment. Then pharyngeal nephridia from 15th segment onwards. All they continue till the last segment, and they form a funnel-like structure that is known as nephrostome. Then they form a duct-like structure. The duct-like structure combines the intestine, so the excretory waste also, along with the undigested waste, is removed outside through anus. Fine. So that's what is the excretory system. Digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, and excretory system. Fine. Very simple. Briefly have explained. Fine. Then, so in the next class we will be talking about the nervous system and reproductive system. Thereby we can complete this earthworm. Fine. Diagrams are there in the study material in the NCERT book also. Do practice the diagrams. Clear? Diagrams are not required now because you are already through with the first PU. Some points are very much important here because as far as your NEET is concerned, NEET syllabus is concerned. So in tomorrow's class I will start with the nervous system of earthworm and then reproductive system of earthworm. You all know reproductive system, and it's a bisexual animal. So we'll discuss these two systems tomorrow. After that I will start this cockroach tomorrow itself in the next class, so that we can complete it fast. After this, most probably I will take up one more chapter. So keep studying. God bless you. Good luck. Take care.